Hey, this is Joe, 718 Outdoors, with a preview of Micro Tour 3, which is happening in about 24 hours. Big plot line here is going to be the weather. It's going to be about 40 degrees all day, and we're going to have rain. So it's going to be a hardy crew that goes forward with this, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're pretty sure it's going to rain tomorrow. What I like to tell groups is that, you want to be as reflective as possible and visible, right? Lights, reflective gear, those kinds of things. I look at bad weather trips as kind of a challenge. We do so many trips, you're always looking for something that's different, but it lets me kind of test out gear, make sure things are waterproof. It's a little bit of a challenge, so I kind of enjoy it. What I always tell people, and this isn't necessarily true, but no one ever talks about the trip where the weather was perfect. And again, that's not really true, because you do talk about trips where weather was perfect, but that's the way we talk about a bad weather trip, how it's going to be a bit of an adventure and a lot of fun. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Micro Tour 3, about 5:30 in the morning. It's raining, it's a little chilly, but I've been colder and I've been wetter, and I think we're seeing the remnants of a storm from last night, so I think we should be all right today. These are, of course, all famous last words, but let's get this trip started. Well, it's 6:30 and I'm at the start point. I usually get here around 6:30 just to get all stretched up and just get myself set. I imagine the group will get here shortly. Had a few cancellations, which is understandable, but it looks like the weather has calmed down. It looks pretty still, and it's just, 37, 38 degrees and a little damp. I've done that before. We've all done that before, so this should be a pretty nice trip. Again, famous last words. And remember, 40% chance of rain means 60% chance it won't rain. How's it going? Good, how are you? Starting to get you guys getting like sweaty cold now? It's cold and wet, but we're doing it. Yeah. All right, the group is at the corkscrew, about 10 miles in. Still raining a little bit, still kind of chilly, and we're waiting on some folks who have flats. So hang in there, we'll get moving shortly. Behind you. Hey, we're up at the bridge, about mile 42. Rain stopped. It's still pretty cold. It's about 37 degrees. We're down to 13 folks, which is great. We had lost some good people, but it was kind of miserable. So we're still going. About 15 miles to camp. Definitely one of the craziest days in the saddle for me. Yeah, it's probably like top 5 best practice to maybe take it easy. So I've been meaning to get like on these videos, like actually talking to people about like what worked for them, because I think people that are watching these videos in the future like to be like, oh, that's like a real person and this worked for them. But so what seemed to work? Plastic bags, is that going to be the consensus of like what worked and what didn't work?
For this trip, yeah.
For this trip.
Yeah, the plastic bags were the yeah.
And what was the worst thing that you brought? Like what was the biggest mistake?
What if you stopped?
Any other mistakes that people want to put on camera? Or missteps or things to improve on? Gloves, maybe putting gloves too close to the fire, maybe. It might be something.
Make sure your rain clothes are actually waterproof, or like will do their job before you go out in the rain.
Before you ask them to actually do their job.
Or yeah, don't assume that raincoats will keep you dry.
Because they wear out over time.
Yeah.
Sometimes that coating wears out.
Just embrace the misery.
Yeah.
And you can always buy socks at CVS.
That's the pro move. That was an unbelievable pro move of buying socks at CVS. Embrace the suck. I think that's what John said early on in the trip. Absolutely.
That's the merit badge of this trip.
Well, Micro Tour, this is Micro Tour 3, day 2. We woke up at 39 degrees, pretty chilly. Good group of us took the train, and the rest of us are riding home. So it looks like we have a little bit of a tailwind. It's still pretty brisk out, but loving this ride and loving doing these trips. So with that being said, thanks for watching. This might be the last transmission before we try to get home here. Great trip. The weather was something else. And the next part about this video is I will talk about tomorrow when I get home, or eventually when I get home and relax. I'll talk about some of the things that happened on the trip, what went right, what went wrong, and hope you like it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hey, so we just got back from Micro Tour 3, and it was definitely one of those trips that you're going to remember for a long time. Every year there's 2 or 3 trips that just really stick out. The weather was pretty awful on the way up. It was rainy, windy, 37 degrees, and it was 37 degrees the whole day, all night, damp. We had a lot of cancellations, which is to be expected. I mean, I don't know if I'd be doing this if it was my choice to do it, but we had to do it. The trip went well in the sense that everyone who did make it had a pretty good attitude, and there was definitely a huge sense of accomplishment. It was slow going on the way up. I mean, my average speed was about 2 miles an hour less than what it usually is, so it just made for a long day on Saturday on the way up. It stayed cold overnight, just pretty chilly. Campfire was great. Mountain Lakes provided all kinds of firewood, which was awesome. The ride back the next day, the weather climbed, 40 to 50 degrees roughly, so it was a little better on the way back. But overall, it's one of those trips that when you get back home and you're on the couch on that Sunday afternoon, it's a real accomplishment to have done it. So I'm glad we did it. Bike performed great. I felt good physically, nice and warm. Used rain pants, rain jacket, which I don't normally wear. Everything went really well. The tent, sleeping bag, everything stayed nice and dry. And for the most part, I think everyone stayed relatively dry. Big winner were plastic booties, plastic bags inside shoes. That seemed to really help a lot of folks. Well, anyway, thanks for watching this journey. It was definitely one for the record books, and on to the next one.